Okay, Ian, I have you on video. What are you up to?
Right now we're just making a coal rake for the shop. Since the shop has not been fired up in many years and we're missing a couple tools, so I'm just trying to make everything the shop is going to need going forward.
Well, what would they make here when it was the Conservation Corps?
So Conservation Corps wise, they're going to be making, like on the door right behind you, they're making strap hinges and probably doing repair and possibly making certain tools that they either broke or couldn't get a hold of. But mainly they're making architectural type stuff, decorative pieces that are going on the buildings that they're making and restoring.
Very good. Now, if that metal gets too hot, will it actually melt right down into a liquid form?
It doesn't really it doesn't melt like a candle or softer metals like lead. It does begin to melt, but it also begins to oxidize rapidly from the oxygen in the fire, and it burns kind of like a sparkler at the same time. So if you overheat a piece and you pull it out, it'll have this odd cratered texture with sort of drips coming off of it a little bit, and it also weakens the material quite a bit. So usually in blacksmithing it's called burning a piece, and when you burn something you usually want to cut off anywhere that's burnt and start over, because it's not going to have the strength that you want anymore.
Okay. Okay. I'll grab it. Is it his red, or is it the same sweatshirt that he had? Is it jacket or sweatshirt?
No, that should be pretty good.
Okay.
It's super simple, but that's going to be our pull rake for the time being.
Okay. We'll make one way or another. We'll get it.
Really cool.
Now we can pull
Now, how long have you been a blacksmith, sir?
Technically something like 10 years, but I'd say where I consider myself a blacksmith, maybe 4 or 5.
Well, I remember being at your parents' house and you were like knee high.
Yeah.
I'm old. Well, thank you for your time, sir.
Yep.
And thank you for all you do to help teach people about historic sites and history and blacksmithing.
Yep.
So, Ian, what else were they making here?
So they're largely doing, like on that door right behind you.
All
You
right.
see those strap hinges there, and probably the handle on it too. That's the sort of thing they were making. We believe that's original to this shop from the period.
Wow. Now, how long would it take a blacksmith to make something like this? Is this an hour project or 20 minutes?
It all depends on how experienced you are. I'd say those are decently well made. Probably an hour a piece, maybe 2 hours a piece.
Wow. And I guess the CCC boys that came here, how did they learn, how to become blacksmiths?
Well, there's also, they were offering classes teaching how to do it here. So whether they initially started with someone who was local and more experienced, he might have taught some people and they learned and they started teaching amongst themselves. And so then you build, as long as you keep someone here at all times who's pretty good with it, then they can always teach new people as people come and go and get them up to speed.
Very good.
It does take a long time to learn, I'd say.
And we have a volunteer team of a father and son here with Mark. And it's really cool. The two of you are here helping out at Fort Frederick with the Conservation Corps programs. So thank you both for what you do. And Mark, I know you do an awful lot for historic sites. And thank you. And we're going to go on and find out what the CCC boys had for lunch and dinner.